Tasmania is a beautiful place to live, but finding a home is becoming increasingly difficult. Student Emily Bresnahan doesn't know where she'll sleep tomorrow night, probably on a friend's couch.
I know where I can stay, but I haven't lined it up that far. Yeah, which is a bit worrying when you say it like that. I don't tell my mum that usually.
The biggest cost of living is housing, and in this state, the problems are at all levels, from homelessness to rental stress to unaffordable house prices.
The crunch has been really bad in Tasmania, particularly over the last 5 years.
Those pressures are, if anything, a bit more intense in Tasmania than they have been on the mainland.
Most items in household budgets are more expensive here because they have to be shipped in. But housing used to be cheaper. Not anymore.
And it costs more to rent a house in Hobart than it does not just in Brisbane, Adelaide or Perth, but also in Melbourne, which is 25 times bigger than Hobart.
It's just so pretty down here.
Fuelling the growth has been a population boom as mainlanders like Brenda move to the Apple Isle.
Tasmanians are welcoming. That's, again, one of the joys of being here. Doesn't really matter what socio-economic situation. We found acceptance on every level, which has been super.
Brenda and her husband are renovating their home. Their builder has come out of retirement to do the job, and they're conscious of how difficult the housing situation is for locals.
Because as we've come from other places with a bit of money, it's made it tougher for them. I hope we can contribute something to Tasmania as well by coming here and not just take away.
The state election isn't just about Tasmania. Parties are putting forward policies that would be considered almost radical on the mainland. There's a lot on offer. The incumbent Liberal government wants to build 12,000 social and affordable homes, pay landlords to subsidise rents and kill land tax if owners switch a property from short stay to the long-term market. Labor will pay deposits of first home buyers, build 1,000 new rental homes and boost protections for renters, including letting them have pets. And the Greens want a tax on vacant properties, higher land tax for investors and no stamp duty for first home buyers. The scale and breadth of policies being put to Tasmanians to deal with homelessness, renting and buying homes shows that the issue of housing is starting to get the attention required to make change.
In Tasmania we earn lower wages than on the mainland, but our rents in many cases are similar to those on the mainland. People on welfare are unable to live in the private rental market.
The waiting list for social housing has almost doubled in a decade, and homelessness has jumped 45% in the 5 years to 2021.
Now it is in your face. Everywhere that you go, there are people sleeping rough, there are people begging, and that has been a huge change in the last 2 or 3 years. It's completely changed the face of Tasmania.
One of the key drivers has been a tourism boom. Long-term rental properties were removed from the market and put on short-stay platforms like Airbnb.
Tasmania really is probably the poster child of housing markets that have been really knocked around by short-term rentals. That house down there, that's an Airbnb.
Peter Phibbs' research suggests nearly 10% of Hobart's rental stock is now short-stay letting.
We've really seen levels of penetration of rental markets much higher than we'd see in Sydney and Melbourne.
This election is showing Australia that housing is at the core of what's important to voters. With more polls due this year and next, parties that want to form governments will be listening.
It is a policy issue, it is a politics issue, and there must be something more done about it by those in power.
For a place that's getting harder to call home.